A legend lost. Hollywood and the world say farewell to Robert Redford. Whenever a cultural giant like Robert Redford leaves us, the impact reverberates far and wide, sometimes in ways nobody expects. His passing not only closed the curtain on a legendary career, but also ignited a wave of heartfelt tributes, nostalgia, and even a few heated debates about his legacy. Ready to find out what people are really saying? And why some of it might surprise you? Barbra Streisand, who shared the screen with Redford in the beloved classic The Way We Were, took to Instagram to share poignant memories. She described every day filming together as nothing short of exhilarating. It was exciting, intense, and an absolute joy. Streisand recalled Redford as charismatic, brilliant, compelling, and simply one of the greatest actors to ever grace the screen. More celebrities added their voices to the chorus. Leonardo DiCaprio, known for his own environmental activism, praised Redford's relentless determination to drive positive change. His dedication to protecting our planet and motivating action was the perfect match for his extraordinary talent. His influence will resonate for generations. Jane Fonda, who forged a deep friendship with Redford over multiple films, including Barefoot in the Park and Our Souls at Night, expressed her devastation, admitting she couldn't stop crying when she learned of his death. Fonda celebrated Redford as a person who embodied the kind of America we must always strive to achieve. Meryl Streep, a fellow icon who starred with Redford in Out of Africa, brought the emotional punch. One of the lions has passed. Rest in peace, my lovely friend. And this is the part most people miss. It wasn't only his co-stars who felt his absence deeply. Esteemed Hollywood executives, festival leaders, and institutions that owe their very existence to Redford offered stirring tributes. Tom Rothman, Sony Pictures chairman, called him a titanic talent with a devotion to nurturing indie film and young storytellers, emphasizing American cinema would have been much poorer without him. The Sundance Institute, which Redford founded over 4 decades ago, mourned not just a founder, but a visionary leader who created a sanctuary for independent voices in cinema. According to their statement, Redford's rebellious spirit and boundless curiosity transformed filmmaking around the world. They promised his legacy would be a guiding star for generations. The Cannes Film Festival, ever poetic, honored him as forever the cowboy, the candidate, the loner, the electric horseman in love with freedom, listing iconic roles that made him both a myth and a role model. Their words captured a career of more than 70 roles, 9 directed films, and an unmatched elegance across decades. Popular TV personalities weighed in as well. Whoopi Goldberg broke the news to an emotional audience on The View, then led a lively discussion about Redford's best films. Goldberg even referenced a classic episode of The Twilight Zone, where Redford played the embodiment of death. A reminder of his range and timeless allure. Sunny Hostin, another of Goldberg's co-hosts, pointed out an aspect often overlooked: Redford's early and persistent warnings about climate change, suggesting he cared for the future long before it became a popular cause. Isn't it interesting how cultural icons can sometimes see the threats and opportunities ahead before the rest of us do? Redford's impact stretched beyond Hollywood. Utah Governor Spencer Cox credited Redford's devotion to conservation and his founding of the Sundance Film Festival with transforming Utah into a haven for storytellers and artists worldwide. It's a point worth debating. Did Redford's work do more for film or for environmental causes? Reactions from politicians were just as illuminating. Former President Donald Trump highlighted the period when Redford was the hottest in Hollywood, calling him great. In contrast, Hillary Clinton focused on Redford's progressive values, his advocacy for protecting the environment, expanding access to the arts, and uplifting new generations of filmmakers and activists. Some of the strongest praise came from within the industry itself. Directors Guild of America President Leslie Linka Glatter emphasized Redford's dual legacy as both master filmmaker and tireless supporter of new talent. From his Oscar-winning directorial debut Ordinary People to his stewardship of the Sundance Film Festival, she credited Redford with making indie filmmaking accessible and diverse. It's hard to imagine today's film landscape without his efforts, but some may argue whether his influence was more about the movies he made or the opportunities he created for others. What do you think? Tributes poured in on social media too. Marlee Matlin, Oscar winner for Coda, stated that her film reached a wider audience thanks to Sundance, and therefore thanks to Redford. Ron Howard called him an artistic game-changer, while filmmaker James Gunn reminisced about Redford's understated performances and his status as the movie star. Morgan Freeman shared warm memories of their collaborations, describing the instant friendship formed on the set of Brubaker. Even best-selling authors and journalists, such as Stephen King and Christiane Amanpour, used their platforms to reflect on how Redford's influence went well beyond entertainment. King marveled at the way Redford and his peers created a new kind of Hollywood in the 1970s, while Amanpour highlighted his dedication to making audiences think and engaging with the world's troubles through both art and activism. One of the most poignant notes comes from Marianne Williamson, who claimed, "Few people did more in their lifetimes to contribute to American society. Whether through film, environmentalism, or politics, Redford wielded his fame for the greater good." And here's where opinions might differ. Some fans regard Redford primarily as a matinee idol, the ultimate movie heartthrob. Others see him first and foremost as an activist or indie film champion. Does one identity overshadow the other? Or is it precisely the fusion of all these roles that made Redford an everlasting icon? It's your turn to weigh in. As the world remembers Robert Redford, actor, director, activist, and founding father of modern independent film, how would you sum up his legacy? Was he more valuable for his on-screen performances or for the platform he created for new voices? Which of his roles or causes inspired you the most? Share your thoughts and join the conversation, because the story of Redford's influence isn't over yet.